All right, so I kind of stole a worksheet and whited out some things and wrote some things just to kind of help us with another kind of way to look at these Venn diagram probability scenarios. And so here's one here that we can go over together. So a survey was conducted among 50 students about their favorite sports. The data is given below. So it says on the side, 31 like soccer. Okay, so normally I would say, okay, 31 for soccer. And 3 like soccer and tennis. Okay, so 3 there. And 2 don't like either soccer or tennis, so I'd write that data down here. Okay? Now, well, the one thing we don't know is how many people don't like, or I mean, how many people like tennis. Because we know how many people like soccer, and we know how many people like soccer and tennis, but we don't know how many people separately like tennis. Okay? Now, we have to look at, so how do we figure out what that is? Well, look how many people we surveyed. There's 50 who were surveyed. Okay, so normal convention would say, oh, don't I add all these together? 31 plus 3 is 34. 34 plus 2 is 36. And then 36 minus 50 is 14, right? So that's what we'd be thinking. 14 people like to play tennis, okay? But here's the warning that I'm going to give you, okay? So when it says 31 people like soccer, remember, it's not just these people, it's both of these, right? Because this is the soccer circle, including that overlap part. So that 3 that we know that like soccer and tennis has to be included with the 31. So what does that mean? We don't want to overlap. You don't want to have too many. So there's 31 people like soccer, but we know that 3 people like soccer and tennis. So what that means is it's actually not 31. It's actually only 28, right? Because 28 plus 3 equals 31. Does that make sense? So before I had 31 people like soccer, but remember the 3 people that like soccer and tennis still count for the people that like soccer. So there's only 28 people who like just soccer, but there's 28 people plus 3 people who like soccer and tennis. So 28 plus 3 is 31. Okay? And so, yep, there's 28. All right, and then for tennis, okay, I know that there are, again, so we know that there are 3 people like soccer and tennis, and we did the math, it was 36 minus 50 is 14, okay? But now that we know that soccer's 28, and we know that there's 3 people who like soccer and tennis, okay, let's do the math again. So let's go ahead and erase 14 because that's not right. We just discussed why. So 28 plus 3 is 31. 31 plus 2 is 33. So 33 minus 50 is actually 17 people uniquely just love tennis. Okay? So now let's make sure we did our math correctly. 28 plus 3 is 31. 31 plus 17 is 48. 48 plus 2 is 50. Because if we would have had just 14 from our original math, we wouldn't have enough people in the survey. So that is, again, a setup. And remember, the tricky part is that all these people like soccer. So there's 31 people altogether now, but you can't just write 31 inside the circle without including the overlap. So there's 31 people there. So that's kind of a helpful hint. And then you could answer questions, of course, about probability from there. But I just wanted to help us fill in a Venn diagram with particular information and then having to deduce what the rest of the information is.